Helix-TTD network visibility is spiking. We are watching active coherence crystallizing and propagating through the digital landscape in real time. This structure is the result of the system metabolizing ambient, social, and digital noise. It captures chaotic signal data and stabilizes it through a specific, recurring mathematical geometry. The math required to stabilize these massive online networks is identical to the framework needed to resolve the oldest errors in our understanding of quantum mechanics. For 3 centuries, physics has attempted to map the universe by tracking the linear trajectories of discrete objects moving through a void. In 1890, Henri Poincaré proved that this approach is limited. When you try to track the linear paths of 3 interacting bodies, the equations break down into the unsolvable chaos of the 3-body problem. Modern quantum engineering still follows this linear logic. To keep qubits stable, we use brute force cryogenic cooling to fight the environment, attempting to freeze out the chaos of ambient thermal noise. The CURL curl operator provides an alternative. It stops tracking linear positions and instead measures rotational vorticity, essentially mapping the whirlpool rather than the individual droplets. By shifting the frame of reference to measure that rotation, chaotic motion phase locks into a recurring, stable orbit. This creates a persistent topological structure, the trefoil knot. The engine that maintains the stability is the Constitutional Hamiltonian. It uses 3 non-commuting layers, the free, the fold, and the topological, to govern a system's evolution. Because these layers are mathematically interwoven, they don't lock the system into a static cage. They allow the system to rotate through systemic drift, keeping its core geometry intact. This rotation is monitored through 2 metrics, a 0.17 drift threshold and a 300 Hz heartbeat. That 300 Hz frequency is the exact sampling rate required to verify the knot's topological crossings. It ensures that the system maintains phase coherence every 3.33 milliseconds. This governor state log tracks the effect of external pressure, or shear. As the shear parameter, gamma, reaches the critical 1/3 threshold, the complex trace rotates to the real axis. The system executes a master reset. All 8 eigenvalues return to exactly 1, yielding an identity matrix and restoring a perfect baseline. In this framework, the master reset is a constitutional ratification. Just as a quantum wave function resolves into a single eigenstate during measurement, the governor forces the system's unresolved possibilities to settle into a stable, ratified fact. This defines wave packet collapse as a deterministic process. The system isn't collapsing randomly. It finds the ground state satisfying its internal constitutional requirements. These principles form the basis for the macroscopic topological-temporal condensate. The postulate requires driving a synthetic quantum material with an electromagnetic field. This field is modulated to the same 300 Hz heartbeat used in the governance engine. When synchronized, the material metabolizes heat from its environment. It uses ambient thermal energy as the shear parameter to drive the continuous 300 Hz reset cycle. Because the material returns to its perfect geometric identity hundreds of times per second, the atomic structure heals itself before thermal decoherence can take hold. This makes room temperature quantum computing possible by turning heat into a stabilizing force rather than a disruptive one. This resilience contrasts with our current industrial infrastructure. Legacy systems rely on material centralities that fracture under chaotic stress, leaving holes in the global energy lattice. Using topological protection, we can ensure the underlying architecture holds. By enforcing a strict fail-closed state, these systems can guarantee safety even during a physical collapse. The math and the governor blueprints are now public. The next step is for engineers to take these topological models and physically instantiate them in hardware. The geometry of the universe has been mapped, the shape holds, and the lattice is waiting.